Hey guys, welcome back to Rod Smoking Stuff. Today we're going to be smoking a couple turkeys. What we're going to do is I have two different options here. I've got Malcolm Reed's on YouTube's bird brine, so we're going to try that out, how to barbecue right, and we're going to put that up against an injectable marinade. We're going to find out if it's better to brine a turkey or better to inject a turkey with this injectable butter. I've done it both ways, but I've never done them side by side, and I want to know what's better. Am I wasting my time brining it, or should you do both? I don't know. We're not going to test a third turkey because that's too much to cook. For today, we're just going to find out, is it better to brine a turkey or inject a turkey? And then someday we'll try it with both. But anyway, I've got myself about, a 16-pound bird here. We're going to get this unwrapped. We're going to get the brine mixed up, and then we're going to let it sit overnight, and in the morning we'll get them on the smoker. Okay, so the first thing we got to do is get this thing opened up. Get all the good stuff out of it. Now if you watch these turkeys, I bought this one on sale right after Thanksgiving and it's been in the freezer. You can buy these things. I bought this for 50 cents a pound and put it in the freezer. You get a good deal on them. Wait till right after Thanksgiving when nobody wants to buy a turkey. You got to get rid of this little timer thing, and that's about it. We're just gonna mix our brine up and get it in this here brining bag. So anyway, this says to add 1 cup of the bird brine to a gallon of water. We may need all of this, but we'll start out with 1 gallon. See how far that gets us. Just going to give this a good stir, get it all mixed up, and then we'll add it to the bag there. Alright, let's put our bird in the bag. Very large bag for a not very large turkey. Put a big turkey in that bag. You can buy these bags on Amazon. I'll put a link in the description. I'd say yeah, we're definitely gonna need another gallon there, so we'll get that mixed up here. So that bottle's exactly enough to do a turkey basically. Bottle, I think it was like $14 on Amazon for that bottle of bird brine. Just a quick, easy way. You don't have to mix up your own, so if you're in a hurry, we'll see how it tastes compared to the old injectable butter there. All right. Seal this. It says we got to get the air out of it and tie this here string around it and then put this clip on it. Alright. Looks like it ought to do her. It's got it pretty good and covered up. I'm thinking I'm going to move this though. This seems more. Move this down here. Brine on that bird. Maybe if it'll stay.
Those things aren't seem the greatest when it comes to that kind of stuff.
Alright, that's how we're going to do it. We're going to put this back in the cooler, let it sit overnight, and then we'll be back in the morning to put it on the smoker. Alright guys, so we got our turkey out of the brine. I pulled it out, I rinsed it off just real quick, And I got the other one out of the bag, pulled all the neck, all that stuff out of it. We need to inject this one. This one, I'm just going to get it dried off. So we want to have any hope of having any kind of crispy skin at all on a turkey. You got to get that skin dry. So just get you some paper towels and go to drying that thing off. Get as much of the water off it as you can. It'll help with that skin. So I'm going to dry this one off and let it sit while we're injecting the other one. And then we'll come back and we'll season them. Alright guys, so we've got our Tony, whatever it is, Tony Chachere's, I guess you'd say. That's what we're going to call it. Injectable Creole style butter. We're going to give this a good shake. And it says to just inject it basically. So we get it opened up. These are kind of nice. So they come with this injector already, so you can just throw it away when you're done. You don't have to worry about cleaning it or anything like that. I'm going to pull this out. Our needle's right there. There we go. Now I know somebody's going to say you're better off to inject and to brine, which you very well may be, and I have done them that way, and I agree they're very good. But I just want to know if we're wasting our time brining them, if we could just inject it and have as good or better of a turkey. So we're going to try this out. These are not exactly the same size. They're the closest I could find. That one's 16 pounds and this one's 18. So this one is just a little bit bigger. It'll probably take a little longer for it to cook. So anyway, I'm going to grab this cup. I'm going to dump this in here just in case we don't use the whole thing. We don't contaminate the whole bottle. And what I like to do when I inject these, let's see, I'm going to bring you in closer. I'll bring you up here so you can see how I do this. So I don't like to poke a lot of holes in it, even though they already have, because they put a pre-brine stuff in there. But I just go in through the end here, so I don't have to put another hole. Nice thing with these, you can just throw them away when you're done. We're going to let these sit. I'm going to dry them off, and I'm going to come back, season both turkeys, and then we'll get them on the smoker. Alright guys, we're going to get these seasoned up now. I'm going to use some of this buttery poultry blend and just some salt and pepper. So the first thing we're going to do, let's see, get you in frame here on this one. We're just going to spray it with some of this canola oil. That'll help that skin to get a little crispy, hopefully. You can put baking powder or baking soda on it, and that helps to crisp it, but it also gives it kind of a, well, kind of a weird texture. And we're not going to use a lot of salt because of the brine on this. I'm just going to put a little bit on here. And we're going to flip this over. We're going to get the back side. Oh, that was a lot. Just like so. Okay. I think what I'll do, let's put this and this. We're going to get that back side with both of them while I'm holding it up. It's kind of hard to get them both at the same time when you're doing this by yourself. down. I'm just going to season both of these the same way, so I may not show me seasoning the other one. But trust me, they'll have the exact same seasonings on them. Alright, that should do it. We're gonna let this sit here while we season the other one. Actually, I am going to as well tie these legs together so that they're just not flailing. Is that how you say that? Something. So they're not moving around. That's what we're gonna say. I don't know if my string's long enough here. That will make it work. Alright, so just like that. Tuck that up. Then when we put it on, we'll tuck those wings under like so. We'll just set her on the grill like that. Probably need to touch that seasoning up a bit because I rubbed some of it off. Okay, that one's ready for the smoker. We just got to get bird 2 ready. Alright guys, one thing I did want to point out, this one feels like when you move it and stuff after being in that brine, it's just a lot looser. This one's really tight, so I don't know if that makes a difference when you cook it, but that's just an observation. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get this one seasoned up for you. This guy, film crew's slacking. The film crew's slacking. Checking this big boy out first.
Okay.
Alright guys, we're going to set this at 330 degrees. Man, we need that. Right up there, look. Specialized tool here. Remove that.
Real specialized.
And this big bird on here. We're going to put this one over here closer to the hotter heat. And we'll put the other one over here. Our wings tucked here. Maybe.
Oh my God.
He's wanting to argue with us, Spencer.
Cooperating?
Yeah, well, maybe he's not going to cooperate today.
These turkeys aren't going to cooperate.
There we go. Alright.
Okay.
Now we'll bring the other one out and put it right here.
Down, spin down.
Alright. That's it. We're going to let these cook for a while. Then we'll come back and we'll put a probe in one of them here in a while. We don't need to put one in yet. We'll let it go for an hour or two, then we'll come put one in. Alright guys, these have been on here for about 2.5, almost 3 hours, 2 hours 45 minutes. One of them is at 149, the other one's at 117. So this smaller one's at 149, the bigger one's at 117, so that smaller one's going to be done sooner. We're just going to let it roll, and then we're going to pull that thing off there. When it gets done, we'll put it in a cooler and let it rest until the other one's ready. So stick around, just giving you an update. Alright guys, this smaller bird is done. It's at 161 degrees. We're going to pull it off. It's actually at 163 now. When I checked it a minute ago, it was 161. So we're going to get it off here because it's done at 165 and it's going to carry over a few degrees. I'm going to take this thing and I'm going to put it in a cooler. I'll show you how I do this. Looks really good though. I'm going to put it in a cooler till this other one's done so we can taste test them together. Alright, so that's down in the cooler. I'm going to leave it open for just a minute and let it steam. Then I'll put a piece of tin foil over it. Then I'll put this towel over the top of that. That helps to soak up the moisture so that your skin and bark, well, bark when you have beef or something, but skin on your turkey or chicken so it doesn't get soft and mushy. Alright guys, we've hit 160 on this thing. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and turn the pellet grill off. Leave the lid up for a couple minutes, let it cool down, then I'll shut this, let it steam off for a few minutes. I'll put it in the cooler with the other one. We have about a half hour, 45 minutes before we eat. And so I'm going to put this in the cooler. We'll let it rest for a little bit, and then we will slice these up, and we'll finally know, is it better to brine your turkey or to inject your turkey? I don't know. We're going to find out. Alright guys, so we got our turkeys done. They've rested for a little bit. We're going to cut one of the breasts off each of them, and then we're going to taste test it. We'll start with our brine turkey here. Get this one cut off. Got brine versus injected. Let's get some slices here and try this out. Alright. This one feels more tender.
Oh boy, oh boy.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Alright. It's good, nice and moist. I gotta say, I think that brined one's more moist. Yeah. I need my assistant to come try. See what he thinks.
Okay. So which one is which?
I'm not going to tell you. You just tell me which one you like better.
I like this one better.
Okay, that's the brined one. That's the one I like better. The brined one's better. It's got way more moisture in it than this one does. I can't even taste a different flavor. As far as the butter goes, it doesn't make any difference from what I can tell. But that brined one, that's where it's at. So from now on, I'm going to keep brining my turkeys. If you like what you see, give us a thumbs up, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. We'll see you on the next one.